promise me that you will follow this theme. Hello, everyone. We are live again. It's day 32 about promises. And this is the Code Call. And we have a very special guest today that's been here for 31 days in a row. And today he's also showed up for the 32nd day, as everyone should. Welcome, Leon. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Had a pretty rough day, and but I've had a nice pre-stream chat with you and um, enjoyed the probably hour that I had today to look at code. Um, I tried to understand more of the Eric Elliott article. Um, or yeah, spend some more time with that. Definitely not understanding more than 30% probably still, but and I think but I think I'm at a level now where it's like okay, it's should be enough for now. And I um, then watched some of the videos by Code Steel in the course, again on promises, especially on the async keyword and await keyword, and um, basically asked ChatGPT in between when I had stuff that I didn't understand, for example, the difference between then and await, or the differences between both, and that gave me some more understanding of some stuff. I would say that's one of the main um, lessons I had today, was that I had a lot of implicit understandings about .then and await, like a vague understanding, and now there's a little bit more explicitity to it, making the intuitive understanding a bit more concrete. I'm definitely not at the full level yet, but like one difference, for example, because I was like, okay, why is .then, why is there a function inside of .then in every example that I'm seeing, and um, why is await just just executed, or why is the function just why can I just write a function after await without putting it inside of brackets? And when I asked ChatGPT about the differences, I was like, okay, .then is used for chaining patterns as well, where you put out where you where the output of one .then returns into the next .then, and therefore the functions have to have open brackets, like they I don't know, like they don't have to be just the expression of a function, but also but full arrow functions instead, where there are empty brackets where the data from the .then before can go into. That's how I understood it, and so that await is also quite a different use case. Usually, you can do await stuff with .then as well, but await is very focused on making asynchronous code behave sequential, and so it yeah, that's the main function of it, and .then is more has a bit more use cases than that, and yeah, the whole concept of async code is getting a little bit better, but I have to say I'm still in a huge blur about the past 2 weeks. So it's yeah, I don't know. Did the stuff that I say make sense? Was there something right about that?
Well, yes, it was mostly right, I would say. I think the only thing that I would categorize as wrong is then and await are more or less just different syntax. There is a difference, which the then basically makes the promise a monad, but that is far away into the future. Like we don't need to understand what that means yet. But for all intents and purposes, they're just different ways of writing something that
Okay.
more or less does the same.
Okay. So can you return stuff from one await into the next await as well?
Yes. So let's look at two examples. So first of all, let's just create a function called async identity, right? That just takes something in and returns it as a promise. So this is just a way to basically say, hey, there's no promise, and whatever goes in is just returned, but as a promise. And now we can say, for example, async identity of hello world, but then and then we can just maybe return it again, why not? And then we say, hey, console.mark this. So, and let's also mark this with what is actually being logged out. So let's say from chaining like this. Let's see what the console says. Chaining hello world, exactly what we expect. Also, let me clear the console before that, just so it's neat voice. And now we can do the same with async await. So let's say async function ifunc is equal to const result equals to async identity of hello world. And we have to await this. Now we can just basically this is just returning what goes in back as the same thing. So we could just say const result 2 is equals to result, which is more or less what's happening here. And then we can say, okay, the next thing is we log it out. So we can just say console.log async await, and then we say result 2. And then we need to call this obviously and say my file like this. Well, we get the chaining thing and we get the async await thing. And just because of the way that async await works, I think the order is more or less random. Although we have two promises here, just one promise here. Therefore, this one modes out second. But as you can see, there's nothing special about it. And let's say here we want to, for example, uppercase everything. So we say that to uppercase this. Now this is hello world uppercase. That would be the step here, for example, to uppercase.
Okay. So you can chain by defining another const, or by defining a new const by another const.
Pretty much, because we're just imitating what the step here is doing, right? So this step is just saying, hey, the result of the promise, uppercase that, right? And here we're just saying the result of the promise, uppercase that. And then in this syntax notation, the next then gets that result. But in order to use this in the synchronous way of coding, we have to save it in a variable. So we need to create another variable. And then one more thing about the await keyword is that you can use await on asynchronous things, so on promises, but you can also use it on stuff that's not asynchronous, and then it simply does nothing. So this is just a waste of code. But yeah, now we're awaiting this, which is legit, but does nothing. Because await is smart about it. Await knows, hey, is this a promise? If yes, then await the result. No, okay, then nothing happens pretty much. Yeah, and maybe this makes it even a little bit more like this, because now we have also a promise here.
Okay. Yeah, that's
But
a great way to see what's under the hood. I haven't seen what you wrote from line 25 to 29 before. It's and okay. And I mean, how would you build a dot catch into that?
well, in this first one, we would do dot catch, console.error maybe, or let's take the variable again, console.error, arrow chaining, like this. X, we call it X with arrow. Wow, this is insane that this is not auto formatting. Oh, because it's not saving. So let me reload this. I hope this won't go yet. Oh no, code sandbox broken. Is it? Well, I had the same problem earlier. Well, before we started the stream, code sandbox took forever to load. So let's see. So it's reloading on my end, but nothing is happening. So let's maybe try the renewal. I shouldn't have reloaded. Never trust stuff when it's live. Quick fix. We're going into Replit. You don't need an account, only do an account, start creating. Oh, we do need an account. Okay, let me quickly sign in. Leave intermission. We'll authorize. Come on. Don't tell me Replit is also wrong. One of the odds. Whoa, it's working. Okay, sweet. Start building. Yeah, cool. Start building. Ask me later. Oh my god. I just want a simple template. Just give me a Node.js template. Yes, please. Okay. Can we do this? Can only. Oh, code sandbox is loaded. Abort. Where's the one that we used today? Day 32. Oh no, everything's gone. Wait, we can quickly restart this. So we had a function called async int equals to, async identity equals to async x is, and then we said async identity of hello world. This is good if anyone is watching the stream and just catching up, because now you see everything that we've did. So we uppercase this to uppercase, and then we said that then x console.log chaining of x, and then we said .catch x console.arrow of chaining arrow x, and then it's save and see if this formatted. Yeah, now it's formatting, perfect, which is what we want. Async function y found. Here we use async await. What we had was const result, We can even call it X, right? But we can only use X once because of scoping issues. We can say async the identity of hello world like this. And obviously we have to await this. And then we say const result equals to, we can await it, don't need to, but we can. Oh, this is correct. Okay. I thought I put a no, but I didn't. And then we said console.log async await the end result. We had a console clear here to make things pretty. Console clear like this. And here's our console. And we need to call the function. Same thing as last time. Okay, we are at the state that we were before. Only thing is now the code is formatted. And the question was, how do we do errors, right? With this one, easy peasy, we just say console, we say .catch here. And technically we could keep chaining afterwards, but let's just give it like this. And here, what we do is we use something called try catch and say console dot error of async await error. Sweet. So now let's trigger both error cases. Instead of just returning X, what we're going to do instead, we're going to say promise dot reject X. Ooh, two errors. Async await error, chaining error. Both are throwing, both are getting called.
Nice. And so can I use try and catch also on non-async? Yeah, I can. I know. On non-async.
Yeah, you can. Yes, exactly. You can.
Could I use that on the async identity thing as well?
Could I use it on the async identity as well? What could you clarify your question, please?
Can we use try and catch on the async identity function where it says hello world?
What do you envision? Like, where do you want to put? Give me the line. Where would I put try and catch? Because I don't understand the question there.
Basically, put the .thens inside of the try, and then the catch afterwards as a normal.
Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, you can mix and match these techniques. So let's say async function mix and match, and we say, for example, we could say const result equals to async identity of hello world, and let me fix it so this is no longer throwing. I just want to just show you this right here is now blowing up because this is no longer a promise. If I comment out this code, this still works because the await doesn't care if it's a promise or not, which we looked at earlier, right? But this one only works with promises. So we need to make this async in order for this to work. And also let's stop it from throwing for now. And we go into the mix and match route. So here we await this and we want to mix and match it. So we can say we uppercase this x.to uppercase like this. And now we would say just log the result here. And then if we call mix match, this works, right? So now this is doing the same as this first part here, but now we can also bring in our try catch like this and say catch arrow like this. And let's grab this right here and we can say async await, we say mix and match arrow. And let's make it arrow by, again, just saying, let's do yet another way we can do it. We could say resolve reject, and we do reject X. Well, all of them are throwing, and as you see here, mix match arrow, hello world, mix match arrow works.
Okay, and so then, and why can you use like can you explain the method you used for throwing the arrow? Like why can you return a promise of reject of x or let me see it for a moment to
Yeah, of
answer
course.
it myself. Still having trouble with reading arrow functions in comparison to normal functions.
Well,
but
okay, let's do that. Make it a little bit easier for you there.
oh no worries. I'm just saying. I need to practice anyway.
You got it. If any of you guys that's watching has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments too.
So it's basically returning a reject before any of the dot then is being used. Is the reject, what's the term for the reject? Is it an object or is it a function? Is it a reject function or a reject?
Yeah, this is the resolve function and the reject function, right? Because whenever you can call something, it's a function or a method, but because resolve and reject do not belong to an object, they're both just regular functions.
Okay, so is a promise a function as well? Yes, right?
No, not technically. It's a constructor.
Okay, and this constructor compiles multiple functions. Was that fair to say, or?
So I think why this constructor is confusing you is because I think you covered it already a little bit in the course, but there were no exercises. And I gave you an exercise for constructors, and I think you would understand the what's going on here and how it relates to the new keyword more if you understood constructors better.
Yes, yeah. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I should just go on with the course and then understand more from that.
Yeah, I do think so. Maybe now is a good time to say, okay, I've understood what I can understand by this point, but now I need a little bit more context to give some meaning to what's written here. Just like when you were a child and there was the language and maybe you already understood what water was, but then your parents always pointed at like some empty vessels and they called it maybe cup. And you were like, how, what's a cup? I don't understand. Like, is this a cup? But you were pointing at a bucket and you're like, how? I don't know. Water's going in here. Why is this a bucket and this is a cup? I don't understand the difference. But, once you see it more, then you're like, oh, okay, a cup is smaller than a bucket. A cup is usually used to drink something. Both contain water. So both have that similarity, but this one is used here and this one is used here. They do the same, but at the same time, they have slightly different functions. And it's the same with async. It is the same with async and await and .then and .catch. They kind of do the same, but at the same time, they're a little different, like a cup and a bucket.
Got it. Yeah, I think my curiosity for promises has been satisfied enough, even though
Awesome.
I don't understand them fully yet, but I'm pretty sure I can use them with a
And
little
that's
bit
all you
of
need to do. That's
okay.
also something that I teach a lot of my mentees, which is they're like, oh, I don't know, I don't have a degree, I've never, studied coding at university. But to be honest, like your clients don't care if you know how the zeros and ones work at the lowest level. Like they only care that there's a beautiful button. If you want to satisfy these things later for your own curiosity, that's fine. But the most important thing, the thing that you get paid for and the thing that enables you to build stuff out there, it's just that you know how to use it. And everything else is just a little bit of extra that can sometimes maybe help you debug something. But the Pareto principle, the 20% that gives you 80%, is just knowing how to use it. And the only way to learn that is by using it a bunch of times, by using it wrongly a bunch of times, and then using it correctly. And then okay, I wouldn't try to empty out my swimming pool using a cup. I would do it using a bucket. And I wouldn't try to quench my thirst using a bucket. I would do it using a cup.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like now, like all the stuff that has been dumped into my brain from the course is at least like it's not just going through it once and being overwhelmed, like what is what, but now I spent some time to get a little to put a few references more into my brain so I can find them better when I need them. I think that's just has been another layer of rinsing and filtering and contextualizing, and I think that should be enough to go on and then contextualize even more from that.
Yes, it's going to be a few rounds of these, like learning something, but completely understanding it, contextualizing it, learning it a little bit more, recontextualizing it, and after a few of those iterations, it will be very deeply understood by you.
Yes, yes. Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to the next exercises and next chapters. And yeah.
Sweet. So let's revisit the new promise stuff. Once you've looked at constructors and you also did that little extra constructor exercise for those of you that are also going through the course, I think 2 or 3 days ago, you can find all the streams on YouTube, on Twitch, or on Twitter, whatever platform is your platform of choice. And you can see the exercises there that Leon also still has to do. Yeah, any last questions? Anything you want to mention before we end this?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
Great. Then thanks everyone for watching. As always, just code a little bit per day. Keep that habit up. No 0 days, and you'll eventually really understand how to code and how to talk to machines and how to build great stuff, how to be paid well, and how to enjoy a great job with great people. If you want to, just from your home, from your familiar area, but also if you want to from an office, there are these and those companies. But there's just a world of opportunities waiting for you guys out there. Grasp it, do it. I do believe that coding is the new literacy, that all of those people that grew up never knew how to code is a little bit like growing up and never knowing how to read, which nowadays is bonkers. But back in the day, we had high illiteracy rates, and now we have high not being able to talk to machine rates. And yeah, this stream is here to change that, to help you to have little study buddies, ask your questions in the comments, keep coding a little bit each day. And this has been day 32 of the Code Call with
Leon Anderson and my mentor,
Adam Mill from 10 Dev. See you guys.
Until tomorrow.
Bye.